Welcome to a new episode of Dedicated. This one's going to concentrate on deadlifts and bench press, but just before we get into that, a really quick announcement. A lot of you have been waiting for this. The brand new Mark II Death Moth jumpers alongside the brand new Desire Destruct Denim Tapered Skinny Fit jeans. That's everything. They are live on the website right now. Enjoy the rest of this video.
Stupid dirty horses.
Ha! Good guy, yo! What is it good for? Lifting up some dumbbell.
Come to me, my precious. Yes.
Good grey morning. It would appear that the sun has once again left us, and we're once again sponsored by the colour grey. But rather than get gloomy about the grey, we're going to go hit the gym. We're going to go and do some deadlifts and bench press. Now, I want to go through what I've learned in the past week about deadlifting, little things that might help you. Now, the benefit of me starting out just doing the deadlifting is I'm kind of like a blank slate. I don't have any good habits and I don't have any bad habits other than the standard bad habits you'd expect to see for someone who would start deadlifting without doing any knowledge. That's the only thing that could possibly be in me, but hopefully I won't have those because I've done my research and now I'm going to go into the gym and implement my research. Unlike some people that I've seen in the gym this week who just ratchet up weight by any means necessary, and you're looking at them like, ooh, hips are firing early, not locking the lats in, chest not up, heads down, and then they go, yeah, let's put on more weight. What? So the benefit of me not really ever having done deadlifting is the natural errors that will occur with someone attempting to do good form is what you should see through me. And then you'll be able to see how I learn what's causing that error. Find what gets rid of the error, and be able to tell you guys about it. So I've learned a couple of things, and that's what I'll be doing a voiceover on today at the gym. A lot of you were asking about my supplement routine. I wanted to just go through it quick as a flash, because it's not massive. And I think it can be beneficial. You do not need supplements. They are just something there that can help promote your potential. But you can do it all with food, you can do it all with good solid rest, but we live in a fast-paced society and supplements can help you hit your macro targets. We discussed this already in the previous video. If you haven't seen that, wait till the end and click on the link. Go watch the video about fat loss, how to lose fat and have a life. Shredded with a life. It is possible. So in regard to kind of recovery and hitting targets, supplements can be used to help you get to those places if you need them and if they help benefit your lifestyle. That's what you need to think of them at. They are not the answer or solution to anything. Just like not changing your diet isn't the answer or solution to anything. Treat them like they're food, like they're an addition to the food you're already eating. That's how you should be thinking of them. With that said, quick cover on what I am going to do, or what I normally do. Bottle of water before the gym, smaller one, I also take a larger one. I drink a little bit out of the top. I will put in a scoop of creatine. The creatine I'm using is unflavoured. It is a Create by EHP. 5 grams in the water. Don't leave it in the water for more than half an hour. Creatine turns to creatinine. Creatinine, not good. And that happens in liquid. This is micronized. Micronized, in my opinion, is better. Not gritty or grainy when you're drinking it. Next up now, I've been good at getting these in the morning. So these are the BCAAs Beyond by EHP again. Strawberry daiquiri. It tastes good. You want to try and make this enjoyable. Don't suffer through supplementation. That's another thing. Don't be drinking something and it tastes foul, but it's doing me good. You don't need to do it. There are supplements out there that taste good. Find them. They're very, what's the word? Subjective. Some people like things that you don't like, and you like things that other people don't like. So it's trial and error. I'm going to put a scoop and a half in there, which is around about 13 to 15 grams. That does count towards your protein. The reason I take BCAAs is when I'm in a dieting phase, my calories are lower than my body requires to maintain its body weight, which also means there's a stress on the immune system. By supplementing with aminos and helping keep my immune system elevated and also helping to aid recovery. That's what it's all about, is trying to keep your energy levels up and feeling good while you're on a diet. Very important. A lot of people say you need to use these intra-workout. You don't have to, but you can. On a very fine level, they can break down to glucose and be used, but really you should be eating enough before the gym to not require that. Don't take BCAAs with meals though. Take them in between. One of those in betweens can be gym. This, love it. It's awesome. It's got anti-inflammatory factors to it, joint health. I take that alongside some krill oil. I seem to have really benefited from that. And I have joints of a 12-year-old female. That's why. Look how even my forearms are high in the set. Strange. So they're like the main things that I take on a daily, regular basis, alongside just some whey protein when I need to hit protein targets and I don't need more food. A lot of the time when I'm dieting, unless I'm out and about and running around, if I'm in the house, I'll eat meals because I want to feel full. But if I'm out and about or I know I'm going to struggle to hit protein or it's the end of the day and I don't need to eat anymore, that's when I'll have a whey. And I'll usually go for a whey or an ISO because they are low carb, low fat. The fun stuff that I use that isn't necessary, but is good, is my pre-workouts. The RPM and the PSI. The reason there's two is because there's one is a stimulant, and the other is a non-stimulant vasodilator. Pump! So you can use them independently or together. Today, I'm going to use them together. One scoop of each, and that's because I'm going to the gym. If I was going to MMA, I would only use that, only be if I felt like I needed it. Otherwise, it'd just be an espresso. That is my no bullshit supplement roundup guide. Let's go to the gym.
No, stupid, dirty hobbitses, come to me, my precious. Yes, precious. Precious.
Warning, the following footage features a man in very tight pants. Viewer discretion is advised. What's up, Voice of Lex? Taking over, and you have been pre-warned of what you're about to see right now. Hell yeah! I found that a very good way to maintain the bar in the area you want to be in is to wear some seriously tight pants, because a lot less people are likely to approach you. But what we're going to talk about here is the things I've learnt over the past few weeks doing a couple of deadlifts. For those that have been following, you'll know that I have never really deadlifted for any significant amount of time, and I am practicing learning how to get the technique down before trying to ego lift any kind of weight. So here you see me warming up. One of the main things I've learned is to approach a deadlift like you're going to do a jump. So what you'll see is me set the bar, pull it into my shins, and you see me raise my hips there. Then I come down as if I'm going to then try and jump upward. And what that does is it sticks in your mind that you're meant to be driving through your heels up into your quads, hammies and glutes, rather than letting the hips fire up early and then be pulling and wrenching up with just your lower back and rounding off and causing all sorts of problems. So you'll also see me do another thing here, and that is to rotate my elbows in. There you see me rotate them in, and what I'm doing at the same time is locking in my lats, keeping the elbows rolled inward, keeping my chest up and not letting my lower back round. And what's really helping that is firing those hips up, then dropping them in as if I'm going to go into a jump. You would not jump leaving your upper body stationary, would you? And that's what this encourages you to do. It encourages you to keep your chest up and not round your back. Try it. It really does help. Rotate the elbows inward and really keep those lats tight. Now, another little trick that you might not know, but you should know at this point, is to use a little 2.5 plate or anything you can roll the bar up onto and then really easily slot on your next plates. Super simple tip, but very useful, and will stop you getting pissed off at a piece of metal. You're welcome. So the previous sets, that was me working on my technique of the deadlift, so there wasn't really any too much weight resistance. So as I started to put the load onto the bar, now I'm working on load and technique. And what I do is I up the weight, do a couple of reps between like 5 and 8 reps, set the technique until it feels good, then I'll put the weight up again. And what I'm doing is I'm working the technique up into my working weight sets. And that's what you want to do. Don't just jump straight in. Get everything set in order. Also, one more thing to note here, make sure you're using the correct equipment. Bumper plates are used for a reason. The plate you're about to see go on is exactly the same weight as the two that are already on it. The bumper plates help with when the bar hits the floor to keep it stable. Also, don't use hexagonal plates because the bar could not be at a straight angle to your body if you're not using a round plate. Just little things like that can really help. So as I get towards my working weight, I have weak grip strength. So I'm helping to not use wraps by using the over-under grip that I just showed here. And I take my time. You see how my hips fired early on that first rep? You can see I wasn't happy. So I stop, I reset everything, I roll my elbows in, really tighten up the back, and then have another go. Looks much better. And this is it. It's trial and error, guys. Not every rep's going to be brilliant. The point is to catch the ones that aren't and find out why. So here you see again, taking my time, setting things in, pop the hips, and then drive. And by the end of it, not too bad. 3 plates aside, which in total works out at 150 kilos or 330 pounds. So I'm kind of getting through those baby weights now, getting up to some good resistance working weight. And I am not going to increase the weight until I can do 3 to 5 solid reps over 3 to 5 working sets of that weight without my form staying true. If the form deteriorates and isn't able to be maintained, then you do not increase the weight.
Okay, so up to 3 plates aside on that, and as you saw on the second set, I tightened up my body and it felt way better. What I was doing was, when I was bringing my hips back up to then drop them back in like that jumping motion, what I was doing is I was letting my lats decontract, and that was why I was getting that early hip movement. So once you've rolled your elbows back, contracted the lats, and you've pulled yourself down to the bar, when you pop your hips back up to drop them in to fire up, do not release the lats. I'm only going to go up another 10 kilos aside now, and then that'll finish on those. I'll do 3 working sets on that. I'm going to aim for 3 reps at this point because I feel that's where my technique stays solid. When I go, I might try for 5 on my final set, but we'll see. At this point, I am more bothered about technique than anything else. The weight is enough to work me and stimulate the muscle and make me feel like I've pulled a good weight. I'm not chasing ego, I'm chasing technique and real change. So let's hit these final sets.
So adding an additional 10 kilos or 22 pounds each side to a max weight of 374 pounds or 160 kilos on the bar. So not a massive difference in weight at this point, but I had done around about 6 working sets. And here you'll see on this one, my hips fired super early. I didn't round my back, which was great, but the hips firing so early and leaving the body behind was not good. So on that rep, you see, I stop. I contemplated thinking, was that enough? You can see me laughing to myself. I took a moment and I thought, no, I'm going to go back and have a do. Why not? This is where you have to dig in deep. There's going to be points where things fail, and it could just be because you weren't committed enough. You have to commit when you get to the heavy weights. You've got to be in the zone. So you'll see me reset myself here. I take a lot of time to do it and making sure my grip's right, that the distance between my feet is correct. I'm not on the perfect kind of footing here because I'm on a softer surface, so that could be a factor, and I will have to address that the heavier I get and the more comprehensive I get with my deadlifting. But on these final working sets here, you see I'm able to pull another 2 further reps after failing that first time when I went into it. I could have walked away. Here the technique stays pretty damn solid. You can see that I am struggling to get that weight up, and it felt good.
God damn, well, that was fucking harder than it was last time. Maybe it's because I'd already done, say, I did the 3 warming sets, but then I did like 3 or 4 sets, I think, on the 3 plates. And I think it just burned me out. I don't have the deadlifting endurance just yet. So, you know my limits. That was 100% my effort to get that fucker up. But the final rep technique felt okay. So we'll just try and build from here. This is it. We'll be doing more deadlifts later in the week. Now, let's do some bench press. No, do you know what? Fuck it. I've got what I talk about as baby grip, so I'm going to try using rubber wraps. I'm going to see if that makes a difference on the pull. This inspires a bit of mental confidence, and I just want to see whether it was my grip that was limiting me, or whether it's actually the fact that I'm tired and I just don't have the ability to pull it properly. So if I pull this easier with these, I'm doing another 2 sets. So it wasn't my grip letting me down, it was literally the fact that strength, that pull power was just in there over more than like 4 sets. But silver lining, my baby grip's getting better.
So second bench press session of the week, and just something to look at here. I start with the empty bar and work my way up through the weights as we did with the deadlift up to working weights. I do kind of about 20 reps with the bar, then say 12 reps with some weight on it, down to 8 reps with the next set of weights, and then into working sets. But here you'll see at the base, look at me set my wrists in line with my elbows. Really important. Give this a go and make sure you've got the right hand position on the bar, because too far in or too far out, you're stretching joints and taking it off the chest. So here, just starting on with 10 kilos a side, then that was around about 12 to 16 reps, then on to 20 kilos a side, and then again doing 8 to 12 reps on this, so you're not burning out, you're just getting the blood in the muscle and setting the technique. Every single time, resetting the technique, making sure that it becomes a habit, that you're setting every part of your body as it needs to be as a habit. What you're looking for here is to engage your scapula. You want to have your feet just slightly in between kind of like your knees and your butt. The deeper you can get it, or wherever's comfortable is fine. Then you're going to keep a arch in your lower back. You're going to lower the bar to just the lower part of your chest and then drive up, not out towards your belly button. And you want to be driving through your heels and clenching your glutes as you do so. So as I get to my working sets here, you can see the same habits apply as I did with the empty bar, all the way through to my working weight. I promise you now, if you get these habits right and you build them in and they become a habit that's good, it will forever benefit you. Just like if you do not do it, you will forever have bad habits and continually get the bad results that bad habits develop. So make sure that you do these small little things to help improve yourself over time. Put aside your ego, reset yourself, and check, constantly check. So here from the side out you can see, I'm rolling my shoulders back, engaging my scapula, my chest is up, arching my lower back. You can see that my glutes are squeezed, driving through my heels. You'll see me lock in my back, and then I'm driving up, and if anything I want to go towards the rack. What you don't want to be doing is pushing towards the belly button, which can be a habit of some people. And again, look how I'm not letting my shoulders go, so the shoulders stay held back in place by the scapula, and that's what I'm doing when I'm setting myself under the bar. When I pull myself from under the bar with my feet still on the bench, what I'm doing is pinning my shoulders back and then setting my feet down. All those little habits here that you can see, setting my shoulders, I'm pinning them, then I put my feet down. So that makes me maintain. But at this point, when you unrack, it's really important to make sure you keep your scapula engaged and then contract your back. You can literally see me bring my lats into play. And now I contract them. As I bring it down, look how my back is working. It's working to stay contracted. This is what should be going on. This is what's going to keep your shoulders back. This is what's going to keep the load on the chest. You can see I'm driving through my heels because you can see my legs moving because I'm beginning to tire at this point, as I did 6 working sets of between 4 to 6 reps. But come on, YouTube Lex, why didn't you spin to the gym?
I know, I'm sorry. But to make up for it, we will spin back home. But I'm going to finish up here now. I'm just going to do some isolation exercises. I'm going to do some bicep into shoulder presses, some bodyweight dips, and some pull-ups. That's it for this session. I feel pretty good. Now, let's spin home.
Listen, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you don't give me a biscuit, I'll shit in the driveway.